There's roots around my feet.
I composed and wrote all the lyrics and the compositions, but the arrangement done with the Mojos, which was a big deal because, you know, they brought their own thing to it. But in this album,
You did everything by yourself, or?
I did, but I have a partner for this album. I don't know if you know the band. It's kind of a world music kind of band called Balkan Beatbox. They're really cool. You should check them out. And the drummer is my producer, and for this album, and he helped me arrange some of the arrangements of the songs, and you can hear a lot of his. I'm very pessimistic and melancholic, and he's very optimistic and kind of brighter. And I think this album is kind of like the ultimate combination of bright and dark. I started writing it when I was in an island in Kauai, and I was in a house in front of the ocean, and I started writing it, and I came back to Tel Aviv and continued to write it and kind of fix some stuff. But it's, I think, 11 tracks. It's 11 songs, and it's going to be finished this week, and it's very exciting. And we're doing the graphics and everything. So we're closing the CD, and it's going to be released in Europe in January. In Israel, it's going to be released 2 months from now, September. Yeah. I like touring. I'm not. The industry, the music industry works in a way that, you know, there's a product and you have to sell the product. So you go on tour to sell the product, and the kind of PR that you get from the tour helps the album and vice versa. But I don't see it that way. I mean, it's nice that when it happens, but touring for me is not a PR marketing tool. It's a way of making music, of connecting to people, and I'm going to come back here again in November to continue touring because it's just what I do. I perform on stage, you know, and I release albums. Sometimes it's synced, but sometimes it isn't. Well, after I kind of the Mojos and I kind of broke apart, I continued to tour acoustic. And when I started doing the acoustic shows, I quickly found out that I really missed the cello from the Mojos. And so, and because kind of the Mojos was finalized, I didn't take Hadas, the cello player of the Mojos. I searched for a cello player in Israel, and kind of the most known cello player is Carly Postel. She has a 20-year career already, and she's very well known in Israel. And I continued to tour the acoustic tour with her. And when we wanted to make the new band, I knew that she was going to be a part of it. Guy Fershman, the drummer, he's this wild creature that somehow is tamed for this project, because before he came to this project, he did the Monotonics. Monotonics was a band that toured especially the USA, but they were kind of, you know, they tour inside the audience and they burn their drums and stuff. It's like this really hardcore punk rock and roll band, and now he has a tie and he's kind of subdued, but it's beautiful because he came from, he's just this weird philosopher type. And I have Tom Darom, the keyboard player, which I know because of the Balkan Beatbox, and the weirdest kind of addition was my tour manager and PR agent and my girlfriend, and she's kind of my partner in life, and now she's on the stage as well. She's doing back vocals and some percussion, so it's kind of, there's more girls than boys. It's strange. They talk more. No, it's I from a very young age, when I was a teenager, I get along much better with girls, and for me it's actually quite nice. But it's not to say that with the Mojos it was difficult. It's just it's different. It's really different. Girls and each one has their own personality. It's not like girls is just this thing. It's I'm enjoying myself so far. But don't call it a girl band because Hagai would
Yeah.
find that. He brings the testosterone. Okay. My first big one.
Yeah.
The first time I think I felt my own one or support one or
The first
I
big
think
one.
the first time I felt it's really starting to happen was the first La Cigale in Paris it was the first out of 3 that were sold out, and it was the first time there, and it was suddenly in Paris, an audience of I don't know 1,200 people come and pay tickets for my own show, not support or festival. Before that we played big capacity festivals, and from there it's growing, and I'm allowed to tell about the next show in Paris already?
I think so.
Anyway, so and the next time we're going to be in Paris is going to be
Yeah,
Olympia.
we can do that.
So I think after the Olympia I can say, okay, I had my really kind of first real concert in France, and but I had a lot. I had big festivals like Via Shahu and Solidays and China. We played China and Israel. I had a lot of shows, big shows. So I don't look at it that way. I think the last year, the one that I canceled this show in, because last year I was supposed to be here. I think last year was kind of like the most profound tour for us, because it was with we did Via Shahu, just with Lou Reed and PJ Harvey, and we did this beautiful place in this amphitheater with Robert Plant and Ben Harper. I mean, there were like really cool shows in front of a lot of people. I think that was kind of the biggest tour. But also, I think the last tour I did in France was an acoustic tour.
Yeah.
And that was, this intimate thing for me. First, it's going to be sold in the internet, but I think maybe next tour, the one that we're doing in November, which is our own shows, we'll bring it. But it's not this one concert. It's not really kind of a rock and roll show DVD. It's this guy called Oribat. He came after us with a camera. Just one person with a camera, and he followed us for 3 years everywhere we went. And he made this kind of collage of, because he only had one camera, there's every time you cut inside a song to, like, you see the drummer, you see me, you see a different angle, it's a different show. So it's kind of like this mosaic of all kinds of different shows, and in between them there's a lot of kind of the same thing, but from different stages, backstages, from audiences, and it just becomes this kind of like elastic time, that really illustrates what touring is. You kind of don't really realize where you are anymore. You're tired, you go on stage, you come off the stage, and suddenly you're in a different place, and it's kind of gets that feeling somehow. It almost has no words in it. It's just the music and visuals. I think up until a year ago, the one that I heard the most was things that have to do with The Voice and Janis Joplin for some reason, and they were, and I started to hate that. I mean, of course, it's a compliment, but yeah, I got asked so many times, and what I would want to be asked is, I don't know. I guess questions more about the creation. Why do I write? Why do I need to tour so much? Why? I mean, questions which I'm not sure I know how to answer, which would make me have to think about them. What are the lyrics about? Well, I mean, questions like that about the art or anyway. There's this really kind of cheesy movie, this kind of Western movie called Tombstone with Kurt Russell. Never mind. And there's this one sentence where somebody asks a different character and he asks him, what makes a man like Ringo? And he goes, a man like Ringo has a big empty hole right through the middle of him, and he can never steal enough or kill enough to ever fill it. And I sometimes, I sometimes feel like that. I sometimes feel that I really don't know, because some of the tours I don't enjoy myself. It's just really hard work. I enjoy on stage, but it's so much waiting and driving and flying and being in hotels. And I ask myself why I do it, and it's not out of wanting it, as more of a needing it. I mean, for those little pieces on the stage where I feel finally that I am myself, that's why I do it. And for some reason, I find that on the stage, in front of people, expressing myself as vividly as I can, that's where I feel alive. That's why I do it. I love the country. I'm actually thinking of maybe moving here. I've been to France before the tour, but when I was like, I don't know, 19, I went to Paris, like saw all the sightseeing with a kind of a tourist vacation. But when I started touring here and really seeing all of France, and I have seen all of France, I started to fall in love with the place and the language, and I don't know. I'm really contemplating moving here. I don't know why it is. It just feels right. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. No, I don't say it everywhere I go. It really is a beautiful place, and the French audience is really accepting my music, so it seems like a nice fit.
And did you start learning French?
A little.
Maybe
I can say, like, if I'm on stage, I can say, avez-vous une préférence pour chanson? And I can say, je voudrais aller manger. I don't know. Yeah, I'm starting.
And the last one, is it possible
How's
for
my
you?
accent? It's good? Or
It's quite good.
Okay.
Yeah, not good.
Je voudrais aller manger.
This one is
That was
good.
good, okay.
The first one was...
Avez-vous, how do you say?
Avez-vous
avez-vous une préférence?
une préférence?
Préférence. Okay, I'll get it. Yes.
Yes?
Yes, actually quite a few. I mean, it used to be that before I started performing, I would play every day, and I needed it. But now when I have kind of the outlet on the stage or in the studio, sometimes I need to get away from it, or I can go maybe a week. If I'm on vacation or something, I can go a week without playing, and then it gets me really, really hungry, and I go back to it. So I learned to, it's like you can't eat a cookie every day, because then, okay, it's that kind of thing.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.